Whenever a problem statement is given to you or a project brief is given to you, you need to make sure you get the heart of the ask. You like a KitKat, you just take it and add it to your cart. Over. But you don't keep a washing machine in the checkout. Hey, why didn't you pick the washing machine also on purchase? You don't do that. Give me that option there. Upsell me an itinerary at that point of time because I'm still considering the product. And you can upsell a high consideration item there. Any business, it gives the basic ask. And it is absolutely necessary that you maximize your time in the ask. Again, reminding you all, this is very, very high level feedback. Impossible for even junior UX designers to think like this. I have a large architectural question for you guys. Okay, show me your UI. If you see, you guys have built a lot of features. You've built some notes. You've built multiple places from which you can create an itinerary. You can go to an individual stay and start booking an itinerary from there. Go to individual experience and do it over there. You can create an itinerary from there. Create itinerary from the start. You have multiple itineraries itself gets that search wala element. Why these many features? What's the rationale on maximizing on the features?
So we thought like someone who enters new to the Airbnb app, and because this is a new feature, there should be more discoverability. So if we give the ease of access or at different entry points, the user can come across it easily.
Okay.
And that gives like a lot of freedom and exposure to the itinerary part.
Okay. You're saying you guys were actively solving the problem of discoverability. That's why you had a lot of entry points.
Yeah.
I agree on the entry points, but additional features like package, what was that?
Packing list.
Packing list.
Packing list and notes.
Packing list, notes. Why those as well? Why is your scope having all these things and not limited to what was asked in the problem statement? Or what
Yeah,
in the
so we
problem?
wanted to cater to all the audience and we wanted everything to be done in one app itself so that you don't like move to some other app and make some notes and again like come back to itinerary and add those things. So it's
Okay.
better to keep everything in one app itself for ease of use also. And in case if they forget anything, they can just add it here. It's much easier. That's what we thought.
I think we were also trying to like replicate a physical manner of how you make itineraries into a digital process.
Okay. Interesting. Can you expand on it?
Suppose like you are making your itinerary, how you would plan is like you first you make the days, then you would come up to okay, this my day, how does my whole itinerary look? How does my individual day look? Okay, now I need to come up with a packing thing. What all things should I take for like for going to this place? So there are these some certain suggestions we have already given that you can pick things from, or you can make a list. And again, like on the itinerary, so you'd be like, okay, this day I want to meet a friend in this local area that I'm going, or I want to explore this cafe. So why don't I write it down? So instead of that, like in the similar manner, we tried to give that feature on the digital space.
Does your notes take inputs and help you with the itinerary planning here? Doesn't, right?
Because the app's current scope is just stays and experiences, but I want to do something else. So because the app does not give a scope on other things, so we have just given option that you can add notes saying that you go to this place or go to this meeting with someone, like so you can bifurcate it by time, like how you make a timetable.
No, I understand. So my overall feedback here is I felt you could have prioritized and spent more time on the core offering. What is the project brief? What is the scope which the project brief gives you?
Unified itinerary flow.
Correct. What does that mean? Yeah, that one only. 3 points. 3 points on the architecture. Yeah.
Create new itineraries and to even modify if we have added pre-existing itineraries.
Correct. Okay, fine. Not this. Go a little up. Go a little up.
User goals. Create travel itinerary.
User goals. Yeah.
Find pre-made itineraries and modify and customize pre-made itineraries.
Pre-made itineraries. Correct. That's what is the ask, right? You should be able to create an itinerary. They should be able to find pre-made itineraries, and they should be able to modify them and customize whatever is pre-made, like just the way they have to create, right? I have an ask over here. Okay, any business, it gives the basic ask, and it is absolutely necessary that you maximize your time in the ask. okay? Because that's what I'm aiming for. You're giving me additional features also. Good, great. But the immediate next question I'll ask you as a business is, have you done enough justice to the ask first that you're giving me additional features? What's your answer?
I think we have given the first ask. We also have given second ask, and we have catered onto the third one as well.
Okay, come on, answer it a little confident. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a feedback. You can answer the question. Say, yes, Anadeep, we have made the product viable according to whatever we have. On top of it, we also added a few features for this reason. You can give that answer if you have, that is what you have prepared. It's simple, right? Either you say we have built a viable product. Obviously, there can be feedback. We can make it better. But whatever time we had, we built a good product, a base product. On top of it, for these three reasons, like one reason for notes, I understood, Dhawal, what you said. We understood the behavior that people do note down things when they're planning itineraries. Great, no worries. Packing, I don't think it's too, like, it's once you are really ready with all your itinerary and all, then probably you make a packing list. It'll help you. It is additional, but you have an answer for notes, and you are saying that is also a very important feature that helps people plan their itineraries better and book the itineraries, because the goal is to increase the transaction value, and on top of it, make sure you convert. That's a goal. That's a business goal. We feel that this feature is also helping the business metrics, therefore we introduced. But on top of it, the main ask, we have solved it well, right? This should be your answer. I mean, why I'm telling all this is a takeaway. You need to really understand this. Whenever a problem statement is given to you or a project brief is given to you, you need to really understand it. You need to make sure you get the heart of the ask. If you want to go and change it, you can. If you remember, when initially I told you 100 times, you want to change the scope, you can change it. You want to do something else, do it. Inform me. Tell me the reason why you are changing it and change it. Then I'll realign my goals. I'll realign what is expected out of you. You got it, right? So the same thing you should do it to a business as well. You can always come back and pitch to me a better idea or a better goal. You can do that. But once you have taken up a goal, you need to make sure that you justice to the ask. And that's why we should always be very careful about whether we are reading the project briefs carefully or not. Basically saying, read the question paper before you answer. That's something we should be always be good at. Okay. So that feedback point is delivered. Okay. Fine. The next question I have for you guys, your add to itinerary from a stay or an experience is happening at its checkout. This is a checkout page, confirm and pay of a stay or an itinerary. Where is that screen?
Are you asking about the checkout page where we had an option to edit or like again
Checkout
see a
page of
preview?
an individual stay where you are giving options saying add it to an itinerary. That's another entry point which you have given.
Yes.
Add this to your itinerary. Why a
Yeah, I found it.
Why
Hmm.
at checkout?
One of the reasons was in case if some user wants to like just book one stay and if they want to add an itinerary so that they'll even know that there's an itinerary page and they can even book experiences. So we added one more touch point here. So
I'm
once
totally
you add it
bang on.
here,
Touch point is great.
yes,
Why
yes.
at the checkout?
So once you add the itinerary here, it will go to the itinerary page and it will show you what all itineraries do you have, or you can create your new itineraries. Dhaval, can you just click on the add itinerary once? Yeah, so again, you can like either make your own itinerary, that is that custom itinerary,
Let us
and
say I
then
click on that. Okay. I click on the
yeah,
use custom itinerary. Let's say I click on that. Did you enable it? You didn't enable it, right?
yes, we did.
Okay, fine. You are going to the itinerary. What did you do just now? What did you just now
So
do?
here, one negative thing which we took was like, okay, we cannot close the flow there, but we just wanted to increase our order value also. So in case if they add it here, they can see that they can add more experiences. So this way we can even like try increasing the order value. So they can see that, okay, on day one, we can add this, maybe we can
No,
add the
but you
experiences
have
also.
you have literally hampered my conversion. When you see that, when does a user, again, this feedback is a very high level feedback. Okay. Damn sure no fresher can think like this. Okay. So don't feel bad for this feedback. Okay. But I'll tell you, let me enable you to that level. Okay. When does consideration happen? When does a user consider about buying something?
I think when they are
Once.
on the listing page.
Listing or details, that is when consideration happens in a user journey, right? Or a customer journey. What happens on checkout?
They've already made up their mind
They've
that
already
they
made up
would
their
do.
mind. That is not where you do consideration. That is not where you want a user to, hey, you know what? By the way, you're about to pay the money. Let me do one more thing for you. Right? This is
You may
not an
also
upsell.
like
You're not saying, why don't you also add this particular thing? Upsell is different. This is not an upsell. I understood from which way you're going and saying, hey, you know what? We want to increase an average order value. Great. I love that answer. Then do an upsell to me. Ask me to add one more stay or one more day or something like that. Or ask me to say, hey, you know what? Add a flight or add a something like that. That is a different thing, right? But here it's an entire flow. What is the consideration level for creating an itinerary versus booking a flow? Which is more difficult, booking a stay or booking an itinerary?
Booking an itinerary.
Booking an itinerary.
Itinerary is more difficult. It requires a huge amount of consideration, right? When you say consideration, a lot of thought process in taking a particular decision is higher. So you don't bring high consideration journeys towards the end of a funnel. You got what I'm saying?
Yes. So in case if we have added like suggested experiences, add this to your itinerary. So that could have helped, like how
Shouldn't
Myntra
be there.
does.
The moment
Okay, we
it is
should
high
not add
consideration,
that. Okay.
no need. You don't have to, right?
Hmm.
Either make it, you're anyway booking this, like do it post booking. You're booked this room. Do you want to now expand
Add
this
it to
to an
itinerary.
itinerary?
Okay.
Because I still have room for
Hmm.
consideration at that point of time, not at checkout.
Okay.
You want to do it at the detail page of the stay
Got it.
and say, are you only trying to book this room or do you want to actually want to go to Manali or whatever you have taken as the Kalangut, right? Do you want to travel in Kalangut and explore a full itinerary or do you just want to book this hotel room? Give me that option there. Option in the sense, upsell me an itinerary at that point of time because I'm still considering the product. And you can upsell a high consideration item there. If you want to upsell in end of the funnel, that is checkout, you should be doing it only if it is very low consideration compared to the original product. It should also, in technical terms, it's also called as, you can only upsell something which complements the existing product and which has very low consideration. That means it's obvious that they can pick it, just like those Kit Kats which are kept in the checkout lines.
Yeah.
There is no concept.
Hmm.
You're not planning too much. You like a Kit Kat, you just take it and add it to your cart. Over. But you don't keep a washing machine in the checkout counter. Hey, why don't you pick the washing machine also and purchase? You don't do that, right? Again, reminding you all, this is very high level feedback. Impossible for even junior UX designers to think like this. Okay. But I'm telling you because it is interesting to discuss these things and you will learn. That's why I'm asking and telling you these things, right? Okay. You're learning
No.
from this? You got
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
very important
absolutely.
point
Yes.
from this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Very good.